on the bus with Keith Whitley before the show down here at the Double Nickel. Keith, how's it going, buddy?
Just fine, buddy. I'd like to welcome you to my humble abode, as they say.
Home away from home.
Home away from home, except this is more like home than like when I'm home now. That's more like being away from home because I spend most of my time here.
Especially since Miami, right?
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you, that started it all for us. It was a long time coming, but I'll tell you, that makes it a little bit sweeter sometimes when you've worked real hard. You know, I know we've been talking about that.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of years on the road, as I know you did.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, that was a magic song, and when I heard it, I thought, boy, what a good song, you know. And that's probably, that was one of the most played records of the year, you know.
I think it did in terms of airplay and sales generated and everything. I think it was one of the hottest records of 1986.
Made an old Kentucky boy real happy, didn't it?
Made several of them real happy.
Boy, this is a nice bus, man. You know, it's just like you got everything you need to kind of keep your company away from home. But
yeah, it makes it nice because we've been on the road since Miami, about 16 days a month.
Wow.
That's 16 playing days, so that, you know, in upwards of 20 days a month traveling. And you need to be as comfortable as you can be, and these buses are, I've traveled every way imaginable, from cars to flying, and if you're on the road that much, this is the way to go.
Have you ever slept with your ear hooked on the knob rolling the window?
Yeah, I sure have my feet out the window, too.
That's really comfortable, isn't it?
It is. It's great.
I tell you what, this makes now how many top 10s?
This is 3, and we just had a new record release, which looks like it's going to be our biggest one yet. So it seems like just yesterday I was wondering if I was ever going to get out of the 50s, you know, with those chart records, and it just takes the one record, and you know, like I say, it was a long time coming for me. A lot of people worked real hard, and there's a lot of people responsible for the success we've had this past year. The folks at RCA Records have just been tremendous with me. They stuck with me, gave me a lot of support, and I signed a new management deal right after Miami was released. I switched managers, and I'm now being managed and booked by Jack McFadden.
Keith, you say back when you was just getting into the 40s, did you feel like just about hanging it up sometime?
Oh, shoot, yeah, there were several times. You know, I started out doing this. I'm 31 years old now, and I started out playing music professionally at age 15, and I had been in it even long before that, you know, in the local talent contests and everything like that. So I've been traveling all over the country ever since then, since I was about 15 years old. And you always knew in the back of your mind, you know, how you wanted to do it and what you wanted to do. And it looked like at times that there was no way I was ever going to get to do it that way. You know, I was always going to be working for somebody else and playing somebody else's music. And I was never going to get to play my music, you know, what I felt in my heart. And there were several times I never actually came close to quitting, but I thought about it a lot of times, you know. And that's what I say, when you've been in as many valleys as I have, boy, it sure makes the mountains feel good, you know. When you get to one of those peaks, it really does feel good, because it's been a lot of hard work.
I tell you what, the last probably 3 or 4 songs that you've done has got to be big selling records, because they've had so much airplay and you hear so much about them, so they got to be good. And like nowadays, you can hear a record that gets played and it don't sell that much.
Right.
But these records were hot records.
You know, one of the things about it, how you can really gauge that is, and I'm real fortunate in this respect, that you still hear all of our records that we've had. You know, like you still hear Miami, Miami, you still hear 10 Feet Away, you still hear Homecoming 63. Not just my current record, but a lot of those, like Miami's, is one of the hottest recurrent records of any, you know. So that's a good indication of whether or not a record has sold, if you still get requests and everything.
Of course, the trades now also carry the sales, and the hot records, they pretty well carried all the way straight across. Not only where it is in the charts, but what it's doing.
Right.
And I guess you and Randy Travis and several other guys, the newcomers, really not newcomers, but newcomers to the charts.
I know exactly what you're saying.
I seen straight across the board, all the way across. It was just following, you know, hot airplay, hot sales. Everything was all the same. So it's good to have a record that's not just a record that's hyped up there, and it's, you know, that it's a true record. Everybody's hearing it, and everybody's buying it, you know.
That's great. I feel so fortunate, because I'm basically now in a position where I'm really just living out a dream, you know, that I've had all my life. I'm getting to do things, you know. I always wanted to have my own band and have a bus and be having hit records, and And we're doing just exactly that, you know. And every day, sometimes I wake up, I have to pinch myself to make sure. I expect to wake up some morning and be back in the back seat of an old Pontiac station wagon, you know, with six guys and an upright bass, you know, and
your ear hooked to the handle again.
You got it, you know.
Well, I tell you what, man, it's good. What would you say to some guys out there, you know, that like the Trucks group here? Now, that's just as good a group as you'll hear anywhere.
You know, we have
hang in there, right?
Absolutely. We have worked, you know, in all across the country, and I'm just amazed at how good a lot of the bands that open for us are. You know, people that you've never heard of. I have heard of the Trucks group, and like you say, they are one of as good a groups as you hear anywhere. And if I can give any advice to anybody like that, it's just, man, I know where you are. I've been there myself, and just hang in there. It's real easy to get discouraged, but if you do have talent such as this group, and if you're just able to hang in there, you know, and don't get discouraged and believe in yourself, sooner or later, you know, you'll get a break of some sort. You know, it may not be exactly what you want or exactly what you expect, but if you're able to persevere and to hang in there long enough, it'll happen. It was a long time happening for me, and like I say, there were times that I got discouraged and thought maybe I should be doing something else and just, you know, sing for myself and my own satisfaction. But fortunately, I didn't give up. I hung right in there.